Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We're studying lesson number 20, Ad-Darsul Ishruna. And in this lesson, we already studied the main concept of the lesson, which was on Masdar Muawwal and Masdar Sari. Masdar Sari is the explicit Masdar, the verbal noun which comes from the verb. And Masdar Muawwal is the interpreted Masdar. It is formed two different ways that we studied last time, using in plus fail mudare mansoob, and then the second one was anna, and then plus ismu anna and khabru anna. So we're going to identify those two different kinds of masdar muawwal, and we're going to change them to masdar sari. So let's get started. So this lesson is on another Arab city, metropolitan city, Hawazirul Arabiyyatu. So we studying, this is the third city, and this lesson is on the city of Cairo, Al-Kahiratu. Here Kahiratul Muizzi, this is Cairo of Muiz. So Kahiratu, this word comes from kahara yakharu, to conquer, and this is form 1. Ism file is kahirun, the conqueror. Ala wazni failun, on the pattern of failun. Wasmul mafuli makhurun, and ism maful is makhurun, someone who has been conquered. Ala wazni mafulun. And Muiz is gonna study later. This is the Fatimid Caliph, Muiz. So this is it is taking his name, Kahiratul Muizzi, wa Baladul Alfi Mizanatin, and the land of 1,000 minarets. So these are the names of Cairo. Akbarul Mudnil Arabiyyati wal Afrikiyati alal Itlaqi is the biggest city of biggest Arab and African city, alal itlaqi. Alal itlaqi means with no exception. Alal itlaqi means literal meaning is upon the generalization, meaning there is no exception to the statement. And la tantasibu li shakhsin wahidin wala li tariqin bi ainihi. So this verb intasaba yantasibu, form 8, on the pattern of ifta'ala yafta'ilu, to be related or affiliated. So do not relate it to li shakhsin wahidin, to a single person. Wala li tariqin bi ainihi. Bi ainihi means literal meaning with its own eye, and which means precisely, specifically, or in particular. That we should not affiliate this city to one person and to a specific, precise or specific history. Waiza aratta antarifa. So what we should do? Waiza aratta antarifa tariq al kahirati fazhab ila junubiha awwalan. So if you want to know the history of Cairo, then go to its south. First of all, go to its south. Arada yuridu, and for anta is aratta. So and antarifa. So this is the masdar muawwal we see here with the an. If you want antarifa, to know. So tarifa comes from the verb arafa yarifu, to know, and ism file is arifun ala wazni failun. Ism maful is marufun ala wazni mafulun, and the masdar is marifatun. So if we have to change antarifa masdar muawwal to masdar sari, we're gonna say iza aratta marifata tariqil kahirati. That if you want knowing the history of Cairo. So an tarifa, like I said last time, this is masdar mawwal. This is more direct than saying saying marifata tarikh al-Kahirati, which is more general statement. So that is why preferably masdar mawwal is used, although masdar mawwal the meaning in the meaning is same like the masdar sari, and that is why we can convert this back to masdar sari. وَإِذَا أَرَدْتَ مَعْرِفَةَ التَّارِيخِ الْقَاهِرَةِ. So if you want to know the history of Cairo, fazhab, then go. Izhab is the amr from zahaba yazhabu ilal junubiha. Ala an nabda bi kanisiha wa kanaisiha. And when you go to the south, then you begin from its churches and synagogue and churches. Kanisiha, synagogue and churches. So this is another masdar mawwal, an nabda. This verb is bada yabda'u, to begin. Ism fa'il is badiyun ala wazni fa'ilun, ism maf'ul mabdu'un, and masdar is bad'un. And if we wanna, so bad'un is the masdar. So if we wanna change this to masdar sari, we're gonna say ala badina. So masdar sari is ala badina from bad'un. That we begin from its synagogue and churches. Wa bi jiwariha bana Umr bin As, and beside it build bana yabni, to build. Umar bin As, who was the awwalu qaidin arabiyyin yadkhulu misra ama 639 So starting from the churches and the kanisa, the synagogue, by it we find the mosque, which is on the name of Umar bin As, the first leader. Qaid is coming from the verb qada yakudu, to lead. Wasmul fa'ili qaidun, leader, ala wazni fa'ilun, who entered Egypt ama 639 639 year. What he did, he built his mosque, masjidahu allazi la yazalu mawjudan, that is still present hatta al-yawma, even today. So wujud is coming from the verb wajada yajidu, to find. Wasmul mafuli mawjudun ala wazni mafulun. Wal fustatu, so this is another name of Cairo. Huwa ismul Kahirat al Kadimi, which is the name of the ancient Cairo, the old Cairo. Wa manaha al khaymatu, and its meaning is, the meaning of al fustatu means the tent, khayma. Liannaha al makanu allazi aqama fihi umrun khaymatuhu fawra an wasala misra, because this is the place where Umar, the first Arab leader, he built his tent. So when he came, he built his tent immediately upon on arriving to Egypt. So this is another masdar mawwal, an wasala. So the verb is wasala yasilu, to reach. Ismul fa'il is wasilun ala wazni fa'ilun. Ism maf'ul is mawsulun ala wazni maf'ulun, and masdar is wasulun. So if we have to change this masdar mawwal back to masdar sari, we can say aqama fihi umrun khaymatahu fawra wusulihi misra, upon his reaching to Egypt. Wala tazalu tilkal mintakatu, and you still find this mintakatu region tusamma bil fustati. So this place, there is still that region that is called Fustat, or the tent, or Misr al-Kadimati, or the ancient Egypt. So that place still exists and still is called Al-Fustat. Waiza ittajahta nahiyata Jabal al-Mukattami, and when you head toward the mountain Jabal Mukattam. So this verb is ittajaha yattajihu, form it on the pattern of ifta'ala yaftailu, to head, and nahiyata means towards in the direction of. So when you move to the direction of this mountain, ay ila sharki, which means to the east, summa taharrakta ila shamali, and then you move to the north. So this verb is taharraka yataharraku, form 5. Fa'lam, then know that, annaka tataharraku fi tarihi hawala lis salasamiyatin wala salasina sanatan. So when you move to the north, then know that you are moving in history for about 330 years. So this is Masdar Muawwal. This is the other kind, which comes with the anna plus ismu anna and khabru anna. So anna is min khawatu inna, is from one of the sisters of inna, and ka is zamirul muttasirun fi mahallin nasbin ismu inna. Ka is ismu anna, and tataharraka, again the form 5 verb, taharraka yataharraku, masdar is taharrukun, and jumla fi'liya fi mahalli rafin khabru anna. So now if we have to change this back to masdar sarih, this is already masdar muawwal. So if we have to change this to masdar sarih, then we can say fa'lam taharrukuka, because so the masdar is taharrukun and taharrukuka. So we bringing the original masdar to make it masdar sari. Know your movement. Taharrukun, taharrak yataharraku, to move, taharrukun, movement. So know your movement. In the history for 330 years, Fahuna, and from here, Wafi Ahdil Khalifat al Fatimiyi, in the era of the Caliph, Fatimid Caliph, Muizz lidinillah. So we are we're going back in history to the era of this Fatimid Caliph, al-Muizz lidinillah. This is the name that was used here, Kahratul Muizzi, the Cairo of Muizz. So this was the Caliph, Fatimid Caliph. So in this era, in this period, karrara yukarriru, form to verb, to decide, al-Qaidu, the leader, Johar Sakaliyu, the leader Johar Sakali, he decided, an yabniya asimatan lid-dawlat al-Fatimiyya. So he decided to build a capital for the Fatimid state. So this is Masdar Muawwal, yabni. Bana yabni is the verb, to build. Ismu fa'il is banin ala wazni fa'ilun, and ism maf'ul is mabniyun ala wazni maf'ulun. Masdar is binaun. So if we have to change this back to masdar sarih, we can say bina'a asima tin, because it has a maf'ul bihi. So the masdar is gonna become mudaf, and this is gonna become mudaf alayhi. Bana asimatin, building of the capital. Wabuniya awwalu hajarin fiha, and the first stone was built in it Amat Samiyatin wa Sabina Miladiyan in the year 970 in the Mawuzia Asasul Jamil Azhari when Waza'a Yazyu, so Waza'a changes to Wuzia in the passive form when the Al-Azhar Mosque, foundation of the Al-Azhar Mosque was set up. Similarly, Buniya is also passive of the verb that we studied here. Bana Yabni, Buniya, Yubna. So the first stone was put or built in the year 970 when the Al-Azhar Mosque, the foundation of the Azhar Mosque was set up. Wama Bana al-Jami al-Azhar, and with the building of Jami al-Azhar, Zahara Ismul Kahirati ilal Wujudi, the name Cairo became apparent or came to existence, wal wujud. So when this Al-Azhar Mosque was being built at that time, this name Cairo came into existence. For Yuhka, Haka Yahki, Yuhka is the passive form and it is narrated. Hukiya Yuhka, it is narrated Anna Johara Sakali Ikhtalafa Ma Zubatihi, that the leader that we studied, this leader, Fatimi leader, he disagreed with his officers Hawla Ismil Madinatil Jididati, on this new name of the city, around this new name of the city. On naming the city there was a conflict. So what they decided to do, Hatta Madda Hablan Bain al-Azhari, so they decided to came up with some idea to stretch a rope between Al-Azhar and the mountain Muqattam, wa allaka alayhi ajrasan, and they hung upon it, upon the rope, ajrasan, the bells. Wakala lahum, and he said to them, Sayakun ismuha huwa ismu awwali ta'irin yakifu ala hazihil jabali, that he will name this city on the name of the first bird which will stop, wakafa yakifu, which will land on this mountain. So this one, another masdar muawwal, anna plus ismu anna and khabru anna. So ikhtalafa yakhtalifu, to disagree, formate verb. Ism file is mukhtalifun, ism maf'ul is mukhtalafun, masdar is ikhtilafun on the pattern of iftialun. And if we change this back to masdar sarih, then we can say ikhtilaf, because we have to bring back this masdar, and because so ikhtalafa will change this to ikhtalafu johri sakli, the disagreement of Johar Sakli. So this is how we can change this back to Masdar Sari. Okay, so he came up with this idea that whichever the first bird is gonna sit on the mountain, they're gonna name the city on the name of the bird. Wahadasa, and it so happened that Ansaha Johuru, that Johar, so this verb is Saha Yasu, to wake up. And this is another masdar muawwal, ansaha. So if we change this back to masdar sihi, we can say wahadasa sahu johari, the waking up of Johar, waking up of this Johar Sakli. And it so happened that Johar Sakli, he woke up, and his officer was Zubatuhu ala Sautil Ijrasi Tadukku, they woke up on the bells that were ringing. For Wajadu Tairan Kabiran, and they found Wajada Yajidu, whom Wajadu, they found a big bird, Yakifu ala Jabali, sitting on the mountain. فَسَأَلَ Joharu anhu. So Johar asked him. فَأَخْبَرُوهُ. So Johar, the leader, he asked about the bird. فَأَخْبَرُوهُ. They informed him بِأَنَّهُ سَكْرٌ, that it is sakr. Yusamma al-Kahir, which is called another name of this bird. The sakrun is hawk or falcon. So this annahu sakrun, bi annahu sakrun. So this is who is ismu anna and sakrun is khabru anna. So this masdar mobile, to change this back to sakrun, we can say bikaunihi sakran. They inform him of the becoming of the sakar, becoming of a hawk or a falcon, which, and it's another name of this bird is Kahir. So from where he came, Fakala Johar. So Johar said, Hiya al-Kahiratu, that this city is al-Kahira, biiznillah, with the izn of Allah, with the permission of Allah. وَإِنْدَمَا أَخَذَ مَمَالِيكُ الْحُكْمَ عَامَ 1250. So now when the Mamluk, they took power in the year 1250, بَنَوْا بِيُوتَهُمْ وَمَسَاجِدَهُمْ حَوْلَ الْجَامِعِ الْأَزْهَرِ. So they build their houses and وَمَسَاجِدَهُمْ, and their mosques, حَوْلَ الْجَامِعِ الْأَزْهَرِ, around the Al-Azhar mosque. حَتَّى إِنَّ هَذِهِ الْمِنْطَقَةَ تُعْرَفُ الْيَوْمَ بِاسْمِ الْقَاهِرَةِ الْمَمْلُوكِيَّةِ. Even this region, Turafu, is known today Bismil Kahiratil Mamlukiyati, by the name of Mamluk Cairo. So this region is still called by Mamluk Cairo because because they took over this region in 1250. Tatamayyazu, tamayyaza yatamayyazu. So this is form 5 verb. So, and it is distinguished. So this region is distinguished by bisuriha bawabatiha, and its doors, az-zahmati, massive doors, misla babul futuhi, like the babul futuh, the gate of conquests, the big gates like these ones, wa kusuriha, and its palaces, wa biyutiha, and its houses, wa shawariha zayyikati, and its narrow streets, kama tatamayyazu, as if like you would distinguish, biyutuha, its houses, bil mashribiyatil khashabiyati. So this one is khashbiya, wooden screen with intricate lattice work used on the balconies. Al-Mashrabiya is the lattice work, wooden lattice work on the balconies. So this was the old style of the balconies, that they put the wooden lattice work, so the women can have a veil behind. They can stay like, so it is not clearly visible from outside. La nazalu naraha fil bazil buyuti hatta, even today, even now we see these type of balconies in some houses. Wa kullama ibta'atta an jabal al muqattami, and when, okay, so now ibta'atta is coming from the verb ibta'ada yabta'idu, formate verb, ifta'ala yafta'ili, to move further away. And when you move further away from the mountain, muqattam wattajahta gharban nahwan naili, and move toward the west, move west toward the river Nile. Fahaza yani, so this means this is annaka tatakaddamu, that you are Tatakaddamu, you are moving. Nahwal karani tasiya ashara, you are moving toward the 19th century. So this is Masdar Muawwal. Annaka tatakaddamu. Anna plus ismu anna plus khabru anna. So the verb is taqaddama yataqaddamu, to advance. Asl Masdar Sri. So if we change this back to Masdar Sri, we can say taqaddama yataqaddamu. Masdar is taqaddumun. So taqaddum, annaka taqaddamu, will change back to Masdar Sri as taqaddamuka. Taqaddamuka nahwal karni. Your movement toward the century, Atasiya Ashara, 19th century. Hinama Assasa Muhammad Ali, when Muhammad Ali, he Assasa means to put a foundation, to start building something. When he started building or put a foundation, him and Wabanauha and his children, wa akhfaduhu and his grandchildren, of what they started building. Al-Qahirat al-Hadisat, the new Cairo, allati buniyat ala tarazil rubiyi. So this guy was the founder of the modern Cairo that was built on the European style, at-tarazil arubiyi, European style. Akhfada, Hafida, Akhfada means, this Akhfada is plural of Hafida, means grandsons. And so this is a bit of history. The old Cairo, so we started from south in 640 AD, starting from the Mosque of Amr, and then moving to east center with the that is Fatimid Cairo, around 970 AD, where we see that the Al-Azhar Mosque was built. And then there is the Mamluk Cairo from east towards center, 1250 AD, where we see narrow streets, Al-Mashribiyat Khashbiya. And then we come to modern Cairo toward west Nile, toward Nile River in 1800 AD, and we see the buildings, the European style houses. Italy khususan, especially the Italian style. Wazaharat Ashrufatul Wasiyatu ila Janibil Mashribiyati, and the Ashrufatul Wasiya, so the balconies beside the Mashribiyat, the balconies with the wooden work, the wide balconies, Ashrufatul Wasiyatu, the wide balconies, they started to appear. So when we had these balconies before, now the new balconies were built on the new style, which was they were wide open. Amma as iza abarta al-naila fala budda min an tamurra ala jazirataini. As you cross the river Nile, fala budda min an tamurra, you must pass by the two islands. So this is marra yamurru, to pass. Ism fa'il is marun ala wazni fa'ilun, ism maf'ul is mamrurun ala wazni maf'ulun, and masdar is marurun. So if this masdar muawwal, we're going to change back to masdar sri, we can say fala budda min al maruri, from the passing by the two islands. So first one is al-ula hiya jaziratul zimaliki, Zimalik Island, allati kanat mukarraran lil junudi fil ahdi Usmani. That was the headquarter of the armies in the era of the Usmani Ottoman period. Bada ama alfin wa khamsamiyatin wa saba ashara, beginning in the year 1517. وأصبحت هي الأثرياء منذ أوائل القرن العشرين, and أصبحت it became the neighborhood, the rich neighborhood, since the beginning of the 20th century. والثانية هي جزيرة الروزة And the second island is the Roda Island, allati ihtamma biha Fatimiyuna. So this verb is ihtamma yahtammu, to care for, that the Fatimids, they care about it, they took care of it, they took interest in it. And wajaluha, and they made it jannatan, a paradise, min jananil lahi al ardi, from the paradise of Allah on the earth. So this is, they built that island like a paradise of Allah on the earth. So the first island was built in the period of Ottoman, and then that one was in the era of Fatimids. والقاهرة مارز مفتوح لكل طرز المعمارية. So in summary, now we studied everything, or little bit of history in different parts of Cairo. So the Cairo is, so Marizun is the Ismul Makan, coming from the verb Araza Yarizu, to show or to display, and Ismul Makan is Marizun ala wazni mafilun. So form 1 has two patterns for Ismul Makan, maf'ilun and maf'alun. So this is yarizu with the kasra, so that is why is on the pattern of maf'ilun, open exhibition. So Cairo is the open exhibition, is the open place to show, to display, that has likulli turuzil mamariyati, all the style, all the architectural styles. Wafi sharakiha, and in its east is the masajidul kadimatu, the ancient mosques, wal kalatu, and kala, the fort, wal bawwabatu mamlukiyatu, and the mamluk doors. Wafi junubiha al kanaisu wal asarul kibtiyatu, and in its south is the churches and the monuments of Coptic monuments, Kibtiya. Wafi wasatiha wa shamaliha al biyutul kusuru, and its center and the north are the houses and the palaces, kusur. Al-Urubiyatu, European palaces, ala tirazi, on the style of Mudnu Shamalil Bahril Mutawassatati, on the style of the North Mediterranean cities, Shamalil Bahril Mutawassatati, North Mediterranean cities. So on the south, on the north, we find the houses and the palaces, European style, like the style of the North Mediterranean cities. أصبحت القاهرة الحاضرة العربية الأولى منذ عهد الفاطميين. Cairo has become an Arab metropolitan city, the first metropolitan city since the era of Fatimids. فقد فاقت بغداد شهرة. So this verb is faqa yafuku, to outnumber, to surpass. Ism file is faikun ala wazni failun. Ism maful is mafukun ala wazni mafulun. So faqat, here faqat. So it has outnumbered or surpassed. So Baghdad has outnumbered in what? In the fame, shuhra, popularity. Bifazli, bifazl, with the fazl or thanks to Jame Azhar, because of Jame Azhar. It became the most famous, it outnumbered Baghdad in fame because of the Jame Azhar. Wa Tashjiul Fatimiyyan al Fununi. So this verb we have studied also last time in the last lesson. Shajja, yushajjiu, to encourage, and masdar is tashjiyun, form to verb. And because of the encouragement of Fatimids to the art, Cairo became more famous. Fakanat al-Kahiratu wal Allah la tuzalu, in Cairo was and hopefully it is still Asimat al-Fann al-Arabi, still the capital of the Arab art. وحتى الآن ما زالت القاهرة معروفة, and even now Cairo is still known بفن السينما, in the art of cinema, الذي بدا فيها ما بداية السينما العالمية, that began with the beginning of the worldwide cinema. حتى عرفت القاهرة, even Cairo is known, عرف passive form, even Cairo is known be Hollywood الشرقي, the Hollywood of East. ولا نترك القاهرة قبل أن نقضي ساعات, and we do not leave Cairo before spending ساعات hours في ليلها المضيء دائما, in its constant or always illuminated nights. So before we do not leave Cairo without spending nights in its all-time illuminated nights. So this is Masdar Muawwal an-Naqziya. The verb is kaza yakzi, to spend. Ismul fa'ilil qadin, a spender or a concluder. And this qadir also used as a judge, because this is what he spends or concludes the case, and is on the pattern of ala wazni fa'ilun. Ism maf'ul is makziyun, ala wazni maf'ulun, and masdar is qazaun, spending or passing. So if we do this change back to masdar sari, we're gonna say qabla qaza'i sa'atin, qaza'i. So this we're gonna change to qaza'i, qabla qaza'i, which is the original masdar, qazaun. فالأفضل أن تشاهد القاهرة في الليل. So the best is that you watch Cairo in the night. So this verb is shahada yushahidu, to watch, and masdar is mushahadatun. So if we change this masdar muawwal to masdar sari, we're gonna say mushahadatul kahirati. Best is watching Cairo in the night. فأهل القاهرة يحبون السهر ليلا, and so the people of Cairo, they love staying up late at night. So this word is coming from sahira yasharu, to stay up late. Ism fa'il is sahirun ala wazni fa'ilun, ism maf'ul is masurun ala wazni maf'ulun, and the masdar is sahrun. Hatta qila, even it is said in Kahirata that Cairo is here al-Madinatu allati la tanam. Cairo is the city that never sleeps. So that completes this lesson. We have identified different different types of masdar muawwal, and we have tried to change them back to masdar sari. So that is the end of today's session. In the next lesson, we're gonna do the exercises, and this will complete this lesson. I'm gonna stop it now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.